Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay. Let's do our last thing. We're just gonna preview the Pacers and Cavs series. Okay. So just like we did last time, we're gonna just talk about what each team needs to do to win the game, and then we're going to pick an X factor, and then maybe who do we think can win and how many games. So let's start with the Pacers. They are the team on the road, the lower seed. What do the Pacers need to do to win?
This has to come back to the Tyrese Halliburton got to shoot in this series. I think.
Yeah.
His 3-point shot has left him, and I think he's going to have more trouble inside against Allen and Mobley, or even if it's just Mobley, than he did against the Bucks. And the Pacers are capable of having games where they just shoot 50-60% from three. They need to be more consistent in that regard, and continue to keep up the pace. Like, again, you talked about it, the Cavs guards, not defensive specialists, keeping that pace, keeping the big guys running, especially Jared Allen, I think is a key. But I think shooting, the pace game, they're going to do their thing. They're relentless in that. But if they can't hit shots, I don't think they can stop the Cavs as effectively as they were against the Bucks at times.
Yeah, that's the pace. Yeah, I put Pacers just need to continue to run. They don't want to get their defense set up where you have Mobley and Allen in defensive spots. They want to run, get the mismatches, fire off quick threes. I have a feeling that this is going to be like a lot of 120 against 120 games, potentially. But really, the point is against the Bucks, they were able to do their half court thing. It's going to be harder against Cleveland. It is. So they gotta keep running, keep the pressure on, keep putting up buckets. Because on the other end, their defense, like they allowed Gary Trent Jr. to go off for points and buckets. You got to now stop Garland, Mitchell, and Ty Jerome, who kind of like showed up out of nowhere. So, well, he's always been a good player, but like a solid player. But it's going to be a much more challenge. So, run, keep putting up the points, put the pressure on the Cavs offense. And I think you're right about Halliburton. Do you put Neesmith and Nimhard on the two guards? Yeah.
I would, but when we get to the Cavs, I was going to highlight it's hard for them to hide Halliburton in this series as much. Like, usually they put him on Gary Trent,
Yeah.
which we saw, and he even acknowledged afterwards he kind of ball watches, kind of is looking for a steal. And I mean, Gary Trent had 2 30-point games. If you have Garland and Mitchell, little higher caliber of a player.
Yeah, correct. Okay, anything about the Pacers you want to hit on? More?
I think rebounding. This is gonna Siakam needs to be really good in this series. Like
That's a good
Miles
point.
Turner, I think is gonna have to. He's kind of more of a bit player the last couple of years. Not to shade Miles Turner, but he's kind of been relegated. Siakam's gonna have to have, I think, a good rebounding game with the size that Cleveland possesses.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I like it. Okay, let's go to the Cavs then. Cavs, what do they need to do to win?
I think similar to what Minnesota is, I think they need to attack Halliburton, and they have 2 guards that can do it. Um, I'm going to assume they're going to put Halliburton on Hunter
Yep.
because he's not really bring it. But I think Cleveland is smart enough to bring him over, get Halliburton involved, and then from there, if he's not holding up, then you have either interior passes or you're kicking to another guy that can shoot. So I think Hunter will be a big part of this series. And can he knock down his shots? Let alone with Ty Jerome, Max Strus. They got guys that can fill it up. So I think that is a key for the Cavs is just find Halliburton, use your strength, and continue to go at it. Because if they play with the relentless, can't even say it, whatever they did against Heat, if they just keep going at it, have that we're going to kick your butt, I think they have more size and skill in this series, and I think that would win out.
Yeah, that's what I put. Just keep locked in on defense is what I kind of put down. Like they will have their moments, the Pacers, where they'll run the floor and they'll get quick buckets. But when you have them on the other, like I mean, if the Bucks could have played any measure of half court defense on the Pacers, the stuff you brought out earlier, I think that series would still be going. And it's sort of like if the Cavs just can lock in when, especially when they're in the half court setting, I just don't see it's going to be a struggle for the Pacers. You put Hunter on Halliburton, you let the two guards guard the shooters. You know they'll do their actions as well. You're really big. You got two big rim protectors. So I just see if they just keep themselves locked in like they were in the first round defensively. Obviously, this is a better team than the Heat, but if they can just stay locked in, I think they will have kind of no problem kind of winning this series. But they got to stay locked in. They can't let them get the easy buckets. They can't make adjustments. I mean, they cannot not make adjustments as they see what the Pacers are doing. But just yeah, that's what I think they need to do.
I would agree.
X Factor.
I'm going to go with Hunter just because he's the kind
I
of
like it.
less proven shooter.
Yeah.
And he's probably going to be the guy that at least initially they're going to be fine with. Hey, shoot some. They're not going to do it with Max Strus. They're obviously not going to do it with Mitchell and Garland. So I think Hunter, if he can just either shoot or pump fake, attack and make a pass, will go a long way and just stretching out the Pacers defense.
Yeah, I like it. I did Siakam. Um, Mobley will probably guard him defensively, right? That's a tough task. You already talked about the rebounding, so I gave him props about the Buck series. You got to come in and you got to perform, man, because you got a big challenge on your hand offensively to score on this dude, and then defensively I don't know who he'll guard. I don't think he'll guard either of the guards, right? So, but you gotta keep them out of the paint. You can't give up second chance points. It's going to be about boxing out and rebounding, and will he be able to do that? So Siakam to me is the big, in my mind, it's a big X factor in this series.
For sure. He's got to be on both sides
Mhm.
for them to at least keep the Cavs down a little.
Correct. Yep. Agreed. Okay. Give me your pick for this series. As a scarred Bucks fan who really have a problem with the Pacers, unbiased opinion, tell me. No, just kidding.
I think the Pacers are a good team, um, but even again, the Bucks series should have at least been a minimum of 6 games.
Yes, yeah.
Despite all the stuff that happened, and I just think the Cavs are, especially what we saw the last 2 games. If that's the Cleveland we're going to get, like I think they're just another animal, and they're hungry, and I think they want to prove um, that they should be the favorites, not the Celtics or the Thunder or whatever. So I don't think Cleveland's going to have, outside of maybe a game and a half, like a very hard time. I know I've listened to some things where they're like, "Oh, the Pacers could give the Cavs a lot of trouble." Maybe I'm just wrong. I'm going to take the Cavs in 5.
Mm, okay. So this is the Pacers' opportunity to prove everybody wrong. If they can get this series to 7 and play competitively for 7 straight games, people are going to start looking at them differently. But last year there was a couple of things that happened throughout. Like the Knicks were just beaten up. The Bucks lost Giannis, and you won those 2 series, and then you get the Eastern Conference Final, and you're like, well, we deserve to be here, and you do because you just beat who's before you. But the competition wasn't really great until you got to the Celtics. So now you have an opportunity in the second round to play the best team in the regular season to prove people like that you can be like an awesome team, and they've been a really good team. But I'm kind of with you. I just see this series as you're playing a much better defensive team. I don't think scoring is going to be as easy for them. You are playing a much better offensive team. Scoring is going to be a little easier for them because you couldn't you couldn't guard the Bucks. So I just see the Cavs winning this in 5 because of the way they showed up in the first round. I'm with you. I think they're hungry. I think they're ready to go. I think they're not playing around. I think they're going to come out swinging. But I think the Pacers are going to make maybe 2 of the games really close, and they'll probably win one of those games. But I think overall it's going to be a quick series. No disrespect to the Pacers. I think they're just missing something to help them to get to that next level. But this is, I know Pacer fans, if you watch this, you probably hate us both right now. This is the opportunity for you guys to prove us wrong. This is the series. Nobody's injured. Everybody's full, ready to go. Let's get it. I want to see it from them. It's easy to beat a team with Giannis and a bunch of role players. Not easy, but you know what I'm saying. You made it look real hard, Gary Trent Jr. Okay, so let's see what you guys can do. But overall, I think the Cavs have this in 5. That's would be my prediction as well.
And I think the Cavs are going to be willing to, if something looks weird in game 1, not wait till game 5.
Right, correct, yeah.
Kenny, if Jared Allen,
well, that's the other
play
thing, yeah.
Games, yeah, Jared Allen will sit for stretches, or if Strus isn't feeling it, or if Hunter's off, like they're just going to go to their guys, and the Bucks didn't do that. So I can't stress enough. The Cavs feel like a couple of those early Bucks playoff runs where they're like, let's get it, and they're out for it, and I think they're just a different animal.
Yeah, agreed. And Atkinson, just to your point, just a better coach than Doc. Probably one of the best coaches in the league. I like Rick Carlisle too, don't get me wrong, but I do love Kenny Atkinson. That's who I wanted the Bucks to hire when I wanted the Pistons really bad to hire them before they hired Monty Williams and then JB Bickerstaff. Love Bickerstaff, but I really wanted Atkinson. But here we are. Let's see what happens here. Okay, anything else? Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.